answer the ask question, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's definitely when you thought up in your head.
Okay, that's fair. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt first.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 20 of Just Us Guys podcast. It's good friends. We're down a buddy today, but we have still some pretty good takes.
You guys can turn the volume down in your car. It's not gonna. I mean, you can turn it up actually.
I was gonna
it's
say
not gonna
no
be
one's
as
gonna
loud.
be
No yelling.
It's not gonna be as loud.
But yeah,
No,
Kade's
it's gonna be
out
nice,
today.
Chill, quiet.
He's on vacation, so it's just three of us. So we're gonna run through this probably pretty quickly. But as always, boys, how was the weekend? How's everything going?
It's good. I logged some time in on the stream.
I was gonna say on video games.
Yeah,
On that twitch.tv/Calbert with 2 T's.
Yes, exactly that. I had some traction. This good track. Like I was telling you guys today, I got legitimately stream sniped last night for the first time in my streaming career. Like where they were actually, the guy was coming into my chat saying, "I'm coming to get you right now. I'm coming from prison," and he flew his helicopter over, and we fought.
Love that.
I don't think I've never been stream sniped, but
Three games in a row.
The closest thing I've ever been like that happened was me and Ty played that 2v2 tournament. Remember
that was one.
awesome.
Kade had the one with the prop
stream
hunt.
Sniped there, Evan. They knew where we were.
Yeah,
Kade when we were doing that prop hunt too, and those guys stream sniped him.
That was so funny, dude.
Yeah, I was mad about
that dude was so funny.
Yeah, it was fun. Good weekend though. How about you, Evan? I know you made a little bit of trip without looking at the weather channel.
Yeah, that wasn't I had a lot of fun, to be honest. I played poker with my high school buddies, so that was fun. Hanging out with them. Yeah, we played Saturday morning. Teed off. It was 40 degrees. Wasn't too bad, but then it started to rain on hole 8.
Didn't see the storm that covered both Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania.
That storm came through Sunday, bud. This one was on Saturday.
It was coming either way.
Well, yeah, I played on Saturday.
Yeah, but
a whole day earlier.
The temperature drop. It was coming because of that storm. So
it wasn't originally forecast to rain, but I guess it did. And then, it didn't even rain. We quit on hole 12 because it started fucking snow. Oh,
it was
Jesus
horrible.
Christ. I'm sorry, Ty. But yeah, that was we quit. That was miserable. It was cold, rainy, windy, but overall, it was a good weekend. I mean,
snowed back home.
It's snowing in Denver currently.
Yeah, well, that's Denver. I mean, it could snow.
I still have no idea. So that the weather in Denver, how it's even possible to snow when it's 72 degrees high and 46 degree low.
Mm-hmm.
Like that scientifically doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, high 72 Saturday, and it's
unless the air is so cold in the mountains above.
You're getting it now. You're understanding. It
would still have to turn to rain though eventually, right?
Still technically snow at one point, so they're not lying.
True.
Yeah, no, Denver's wild. The weather this week is absurd. Yeah, that's really all I've done is just try to stay warm. But as always, Cal, what do we got this week?
Question. Cal's question. Question of the week. If you could have any condiment squirt out of your belly button, what condiment would it be?
For sure, made this up. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to say hot sauce because I literally eat it with everything.
Yeah, but listen.
Okay, when we're saying hot sauce, do you mean like hot sauce or are you talking about like,
Frank's.
Okay, Frank's, okay.
But my biggest thing though is I with this question, when I'm thinking about it and stuff, I don't know. Does it affect your body? Like, do you gonna feel like
we're digging too deep into it, Cal?
Me, I'm
sponsor us, please.
I'm gonna have to go with barbecue sauce. Let's go barbecue sauce. It's gonna look gross, but you can put it on pretty much anything.
Honestly, I didn't even think about like a Chick-fil-A sauce, Cal.
Chick-fil-A sauce. Yeah. Yep, Chick-fil-A sauce.
I'm gonna either go with Tapatio hot sauce because that's my favorite hot sauce.
This is so hot.
So good.
Oh my god.
It's not that hot. I eat it on everything.
Well, you're used to it.
I am.
People think this shit's hot.
Which is wild to me because
the best part about the hot sauce
I eat Carolina Reaper hot sauce on a pretty regular basis.
The best part about hot sauce is that even like barbecue sauce too, hot sauce really doesn't have that distinct like smell that like is either gross or anything like that. because it's not like cream based. Like ranch, I feel like would get kind of stinky.
Well, I was gonna say for me, it's between Tapatio hot sauce or honey mustard because I eat honey mustard.
I'm looking right now. I can do it.
It's like, hey, anyone want any barbecue sauce? Yeah, sure.
Dude, you'd be the life. You'd be a must at every bar.
Definitely would never do ketchup because of the pre-cum that it could have. You know, you might shake your belly before. You know that little.
Oh my god.
That's what it's called. That's what it's called. You can't tell me it's not what it's called. What else do you call that watery substance at the beginning of the ketchup bottle if you don't shake it up? What do you call it?
That's what you're talking about. Okay, I call it water.
No, that is ketchup.
It's ketchup water, and that is it's foul, disgusting.
Yeah. Just imagine that having your stomach though. You probably have to shake your belly every single time you know.
Yeah, just do some jumping jacks. Probably be good for you.
You froze like this.
Yeah.
I was stretching and I knew that I froze. So yeah, all right. Well, hey, let's hop into the mile high question. Just because that one's really weird and I want to move on from it because I want to stop thinking about it. And the question from the guys at Afternoon Drive this week is, how might the NFL schedule makers handle the Denver and Green Bay slates and their primetime games with Aaron Rodgers still in limbo, more or less? My answer is, for example, last year the Packers had 5 primetime games, the Broncos had 3. I think wherever Aaron Rodgers goes, they just flip-flop. The Packers will still get some because the Packers have a massive fan base, but at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is a bigger draw, so Broncos probably get more. And because of a technicality, if after week 5 any of the games are in the late afternoon, like the 4:25 starts, they can actually get flexed into Sunday night. So that means you just more or less, after week 5, you kind of load it there. Like the Broncos play the Giants, the Eagles, the Jets, like make those some of the first 3. Throw a Raiders-Chargers game in there in the first 5 weeks, and then after that you can open it up to the Cowboys, Chiefs, Browns, Steelers, Ravens. Like, I think there's a lot of options there. I just think if he goes to the Broncos, you backload the schedule. Same with the Packers. So,
yeah, I think.
Are you still good on your screen, Ty? Because you're frozen on mine.
Yes, I am still good on mine.
Okay, you're frozen on mine too.
Okay.
So my answer is, so I know the NFL is releasing a schedule very, very soon. So it's going to be before the trade. I would say, just to kind of echo off of Ty's comments, either try to schedule the games where they can be flexed for primetime, better games, or just try to make both of the schedules as flexible as possible. So essentially, basically what I just said, games that can be flexed and or moved more easily than others, just, try to schedule their games kind of around that. It's kind of crazy to think they're actually already scheduling games around or for a possible trade. I don't know if they're actually thinking of that or not, but if I was in their shoes for, viewership wise, that's probably where I would go towards.
The NFL is a business.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, it's one of the greediest businesses in all of sports, especially. You can't tell me that the people that are running the schedule and the top dog don't have some sort of, I'm not saying they know what's going to happen, but they have their ear to the ground. They know what is happening, and they are going to plan accordingly. It's just common sense. They're going to try to make as much money as they can, and that is Aaron Rodgers playing on primetime games, whatever team he's playing on. So that whatever situations and possibilities that are going to happen with Aaron Rodgers, whereas the Broncos or at the Pack still in a green and yellow uniform or to a different team, they're going to have decisions and contingencies for that possibility because they are going to want to make as much money as possible. And that's just, for everything about it, it's all dollar signs. And that's what they're going to do to get more dollar signs. It's what's going to happen. Wherever Aaron Rodgers goes, they're going to have more primetime games. It's how it works.
No, correct. I mean, that is how it works. And like I said, the Broncos are going to be playing the Chiefs twice, the Raiders twice, the Chargers twice. I mean, 3 of those 6 games will probably be primetime with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, 3 of them could be without, just with that. But then there's the Ravens, Steelers, Browns. Those could all be 3 primetime games.
They got a tough schedule.
Then there's wait until you hear the Packers. I'm gonna bring that one up. And the Cowboys. Other than that, there's like 5 games in there that are, for the most part, toss-ups because it's the Bengals, Eagles, football team. When I'll actually put the football team in a higher nod because, again, their defense is really good. Jets, Lions, Giants, Jaguars. So, there are good games on the schedule, but the Packers, on the other hand, have their 6 divisional ones: Bears, Lions, Vikings. And then they have the Browns, Rams, Steelers, Seahawks, football team, Cardinals, Ravens, Saints, 49ers, and Chiefs. Without Aaron Rodgers, that's a 3-14 schedule. Am I frozen on your guys' screen still?
Frozen and you're cutting in and out.
Can you disable your camera? Because I don't want to look at a frozen tie the whole time.
All right. Hang on. As always, thanks everybody. Guys at Afternoon Drive, Eric Goodman and Andrew Mason. Appreciate the question. I'm still waiting till June 2nd to see where Aaron Rodgers goes, just like you guys are. So,
all right, NHL Playoffs.
Yeah, NHL Playoffs. They start this weekend and potentially into next weekend because the schedule is weird.
We have 2 divisions that are already kind of made up. They are made up. Central
and East are completely locked in. 1 through 4 are completely locked up. They are done with their regular season schedule. The North has the Canucks, the Flames, the Jets, and I believe the Oilers have 1 to 4 games each left.
I don't know why we call it the North. It's just the Canadian League.
It is.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. It's the Canadian division.
The West gets decided Thursday night. The Avalanche and Kings have 2 games left.
Is that just decided of seeding at that point? Because the Avalanche are in the top 4, right?
Yes.
I think the Avalanche, they clinched,
seeding. Right? Technically, yes. Technically, all 4 teams in the West are officially in. It will be the Golden Knights, the Wild, the Avalanche, and the Blues. But 1 through 3 are still wide open. The Blues have locked up the 4th. And the Avalanche, if they win out, can actually win the President's Trophy and win the West. So that would be really cool if they could do that. Yeah. And what? Then the Knights would become 2, the Wild would become 3. Right now it looks like the Wild are going to be the 3 seed. Knights and Avs, it just depends on how the last 2 games go for the Avalanche. As for the North, 1 and 2 are locked up. It's really just they are fighting over the 3 and 4. Yeah, it's
and 5 really. You said another team.
The Flames can make it in if they win out. They have 4 games left. Now the playoffs are still seeding is still up in the air. We don't know the exact matchups just yet, but for the 2, the Central and the East, those are locked up, and we can actually talk about those.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted to give a short prediction too, since we're
go for it.
Kind of on that already. In the Central Division, I don't really know what Tampa Bay did in the offseason. I probably should have looked that up, to be honest. But I just don't think they're gonna. I just think they come out of the Central, no matter what seed they are. They're number 3 seed. They looked so good last year. I think. As far as the Central goes. Kind of surprising that Carolina's number 1. They definitely have some momentum, but I just don't think they can get through Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has all the experience, and that plays a huge factor definitely in the playoffs.
They do. I think between Carolina and Nashville, I think that Carolina is a young and fast team, so they're going to give the Predators some fits. But at the same time, Nashville is always good at defense, so. That will be an interesting one. As far as the Panthers Lightning, the Panthers were arguably one of the best teams during the regular season for the entire year. But I'm kind of on the same page with you.
Yeah.
The Lightning are just, I think, head and shoulders better. They didn't do a ton in the offseason. They tried to just bring back everybody more or less. That was their plan. They lost a couple, but the Lightning are still essentially the same team from last year.
Yep.
Just with a healthy Stamkos.
Yeah. Which makes a difference for sure.
It helps.
Yeah. As far as the East goes, I'd say another division that's locked up. It's so hard to predict what's going to happen.
I was going to say, good luck predicting the East. You're not doing it. Nope, nobody's
obviously the Penguins are the 1 seed. Really, we are on a complete heater. this is how we've won all of our cups before, is when we start to turn on at the end of the season. And I feel really good.
That's usually how teams win.
I'm talking
the end of the regular season.
Yeah, no, I want to say since March, the Avalanche, the Knights, and the Penguins are the 3 hottest teams in the league.
Yeah.
Like, by stats and points.
We keep riding this momentum. We easily breeze by the Islanders. Like I said, I know they picked a bunch of people up off of the trade deadline, got 2 really good Devils to add to their arsenal, but
Palmieri and Zajac are studs, but I think Palmieri just got injured, so
the matchup that I think that's going to happen, and I think that really scares me, is the Penguins versus the Bruins. I think the Bruins get by the Capitals with the addition of Taylor Hall, and he's playing so good right now. Like, definitely a big part of their team. I think the Pens play the Bruins in the second round, and I don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah, honestly, as far as the Capitals Bruins, I can see either team coming out of that one. It just depends on who gets more puck luck. Honestly, I really don't know.
I agree.
I think I would lean more towards the Bruins, just like you, just because the Bruins have an ungodly amount of firepower with Taylor Hall on top of it now.
Now, without him, I would say the Capitals are going to
I'd give
to
the
beat
Capitals
the
a nod, but I think the Bruins
kind of crazy though.
Good right now.
We see the little Chara matchup, his old team.
Yeah.
So
and then like I said, we can't really talk too much about the North and especially the West.
Yeah,
just because
it's too early. I mean,
we just don't know the seedings. We don't know the first round matchups.
Yeah. I will say I do see the Oilers coming out of the North. Listen, if they don't this year, I'm never saying that Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl. Well, Connor McDavid, regardless, is the best player in the NHL
currently,
and hands down. Yes, hands down, Kyle. And it's I mean, McKinnon's up there. Crosby right now is playing out of his mind as well.
Yep. Austin Matthews, I'll still put up there just because
McDavid is playing crazy. But like, if
I have a bone to pick with McKinnon.
Absolutely. He was out.
If he just has,
I have a bone.
I mean, he could honestly just turn into a great regular season player, Ty. If he can't perform in the playoffs, like how many more times does he need?
It'll be just like Ovi. It'll be Ovi 2.0.
They had Taylor Hall at one point. They have Leon Draisaitl, the second leader in points. I'm pretty sure. So I'm not sure, but
close.
At a point,
if not close.
At a point, they were number 1 and 2, and Connor was leading by 20 in points. So I mean,
because we can predict this slightly, the Oilers will either be playing the Jets or the Canadiens, and the Oilers should beat both of them. The Canadiens would scare me if I was an Oilers fan, though. Why not the Leafs?
Oh, I'm an idiot. Never mind.
Because 2 plays 3, dipshit.
Yeah. So I think that's the only other team that I would say scares the Oilers in that division. I don't know what happened with the Jets. I don't fault.
Winnipeg in their last 10 is 1-9, and they're still in 3rd place.
They're going to get mopped by the Canadiens then.
Mollywop.
And the Canadiens are too young. They did beat the playoffs last year, the Penguins last year in a 1-game play-in or something. So
I was going to say it was a plan, yeah.
Yeah, with COVID, that just doesn't count to me. But no, that doesn't mean LeBron did win a championship.
It goes across board.
Really should.
Yeah, right now the Maple Leafs will either be playing. It would appear. Actually, no. The Maple Leafs could play literally 3 teams: Jets, Canadiens, or Flames. So, yeah, that like I said, the Oilers are playing either the Canadiens or Jets. And if I play the Canadiens and I'm the Oilers, I'd be scared. I wouldn't be so much worried about the Jets. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the Oilers. It should ultimately, when it gets down to it, it should be Toronto and Edmonton playing each other for the Final Four spot.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I mean,
playoff hockey is one of my favorite things to watch. But this year, especially with the format and how this is going to be played out, where they've been playing each other all year, and you're mashed up the top 4 of each division. I mean, that's cool.
Then the winner of the division goes to the Final Four.
Yeah, it's cool. Definitely. Do you know the final? Speaking of the Frozen Four, was in Pittsburgh, Evan? Do you know that this year?
Yeah, Frozen Four is lit, dude.
Yeah, it was in Pittsburgh this year.
I went to the Frozen Four last time I was in Pittsburgh too. Didn't do it this year.
You didn't go this year.
I didn't go this year. No.
And as far as the West, I mean,
could I go?
I don't know.
Yeah, good.
Probably.
What's the point of having a Frozen Four? I'm not even gonna get into that.
Okay, and again, realistically, coming out of the West, it should be either the Golden Knights or the Avalanche. I mean, they're competing for the President's Trophy right now. It's literally one of those two will win the President's Trophy. So, and by default, win the West. So
President Trump.
It's Biden now. Yeah, no, I'm excited for playoff hockey.
Yeah,
I don't really have too much to add.
Yeah, I think ultimately the Avalanche come out of the West. They're just a better team.
They're just so deep.
Yes, so deep.
And if Grubauer plays like he did last
game
night.
is?
Saturday is, like I said, it's weird. Saturday is technically the game one of the playoffs between the Capitals and the Bruins.
But it's dependent on really country.
But I was going to say, it's more or less dependent on region at this point because the Vancouver Canucks and the Calgary Flames last regular season game is next Wednesday, the 19th. So it's 4 days after the playoffs technically start. Yeah, COVID really messed up the schedule a little bit, but it's just what we're working with at this point. The playoffs were actually supposed to start, what is today? Today. It was supposed to start the 11th originally.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We will be covering pretty much all of the playoff, like NHL playoffs. I plan on it at least. So, yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. My hope is still a Penguins Avalanche Cup.
It'd be lit.
That'd be just awesome for me.
As the kids would say.
Yeah, it would be pretty lit, bestie.
You know what else is lit? Rory winning. What a transition, eh? Really getting good at this.
You are getting good at this. It's a great transition. And also, yes, Rory winning is great for the game of golf.
Shut up. No, I'm not even getting into this. I've been a fan of Rory for literally 10 years.
Yeah, since Tiger had his downfall.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. 10 years.
I would say you just bandwagon cover
years,
athletes, but LeBron's never been a cover athlete, so.
What?
True. Nothing. No, Rory winning this week was not only huge for him to get off 18-month hiatus.
Yes.
Months? First one since 2019.
Yeah, so 18 months, and it's good for golf. I mean, Rory, there's a couple players in the world right now in the last 5 years that if they're winning, it's great for golf. And Rory's one of them. JT's one of them. Jordan's one of them. And all three of those guys are in full form going into the next major in a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, honestly, they are. I mean,
it's going to be great.
Spieth had COVID. I just learned that today. I had no idea. I think they were trying to keep it kind of a little hush-hush. He tested positive, 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. But I think he's playing like what somebody said, that he's trying to get his confidence back playing in whatever rinky-dink tournament this week. And, we'll see him hopefully in full form at Kiawah. I'd love to see a battle, but it's kind of tough for all three of them to be in contention, Thomas, Spieth, and McIlroy. But it could happen. Yeah, it could happen. Rory won there by 8 shots last time, and he won.
It's the Byron Nelson, so it's hold dear to.
Yeah, that's his backyard.
Yeah.
So, Jordan might win this week. To be honest,
it's a good field. It's a good field.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my opinion of Rory, ever since he said he was trying to chase distance because of Bryson or whatever, he's really kind of messed up his swing, right? Rory plays his best golf, I believe, when he is moving the ball left to right. And he did that all this week. Trying to hit a lot of cuts with the driver. If he can control his driver, he's going to be in contention. Once he starts hitting massive hooks left and everything, he's going to miss cuts because, I mean, it's just so hard to play that way. Early on in his career, back when he won the first majors, yeah, he was hitting, a ball right to left and everything. But, honestly, Cal and even Ty, like you guys have seen, the major winners the past, last year. DJ hits a cut. No Open Championship.
Bryson
just hits straight.
Yeah.
Colin Morikawa hits a cut. That's his stock shot.
Yeah, stock shot is a cut, but it's straight.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's a little bit of a Taylor to the right. So I'm gonna call it a cut. And Bryson just hits fucking whatever. Oh my god,
just bombs.
Bryson just hits whatever.
Bombs, dude.
Yeah. So we're not even gonna count Bryson. But the majority of people, shape their ball left to right. And I mean, I'm not saying it's a trend or it's somewhere that the golf industry is going, but
we all know
look the best players.
A cut is a safer shot. It's easier to control.
What's Tiger's favorite? Tiger, the best player of all, the GOAT. Yeah. What is his stock shot? It's a cut. It's a fade.
Yep.
It's a fade even, actually. I mean, like, I don't know. What did Nicklaus play? Nicklaus played a fade, didn't he?
Yeah, they all played cuts then. No one turned the ball over then.
Right.
So everyone hit a cut.
So it's just, reliable.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, it's easy to control.
I mean, that's just it.
Yeah, I mean, the majority of the people that out there that are playing like hard draws on the course are either guys that need more distance, or that's just what they've been playing since they were little kids because they grew up swinging as hard as they can and they were hitting draws. It's just that's how it works. But yeah, for the most part, last week's a solid tournament. I mean, literally. Rory can win at that tournament every year. It doesn't matter what he's doing. He feels so comfortable there.
He won his first event there.
Won his first event there. Didn't he win one of his PGA championships was there, wasn't it? He won a major there, didn't he?
No, not at Wells Fargo.
No, at Quail.
Quail Hollow.
Yeah.
Well, it was the Wells Fargo last week. But
yeah.
Quail
Did he win the major there? Is that the one where he beat Ricky Valhalla?
I couldn't tell you.
PGA Championship. Justin Thomas won there.
Okay, that's what it was. I knew it was recent. There was a PGA Championship there recently. But either way, year in and year out, he's dangerous at that golf course. He feels super comfortable there. And it's a great one to get another win under his belt just to get that boost of confidence. Just because it feels like home to him.
I think
he's going to be dangerous. It'll be dangerous because the PGA Championship. Yeah, the PGA Championship. We'll talk about it more next week, but it's a shootout tournament. That's what the tournament is, and he is a shootout player. So
I hope it blows 90 at Kiowa.
Yeah.
Do you see that back? So for the viewers that didn't, we have a little group chat. The back nine of Kiowa is playing over 4,000 yards. Like
crazy.
That's insane.
On the water. Yep.
There are holes that are par 4, a couple over 500 that could play like 590 if it's into the wind. And I personally have never played a par 4 where it plays 590.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can safely say I have not either.
No, I'm glad.
Now I have played a par 5 that's damn near 900 yards.
Yes. I mean, the gimmicky ones like that are not common, but we've played
Colorado, bub.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that 900 plays about 320. So
yep, you get it.
320.
But yeah, that's really it for. I mean, you guys want to say anything else for golf?
No, like I said, we're next week's probably gonna be majority hockey and golf talk.
Hockey, golf, and some basketball. Yeah, because I mean, playoffs.
Yeah, basketball starting, but for the most part, like I said, it's great to see those three guys playing well right now. It's going to be exciting. Then you always have that man of the hour, Bryson, with his whole debacle last week of him missing the cut, but he actually made the cut and flew back. Yep. And know what the funny part about, I don't know if you guys watched his interview about it. He mentioned in a short amount of time, literally a 2-minute interview, he mentioned that I got a workout in, I kid you not, 12 times. Like literally every single time.
That was the most cringiest thing I've ever seen.
About it.
Every single night. I mean, every question or anything. I made sure I got a workout in. Yeah, I got home and
I said that in the group chat.
I got a workout in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked. I barely got any sleep. Really tired, but I did get a workout in. I made sure I got a workout in. I'm like, good God, buddy, we get it.
Respectfully, who gives a crap?
You work out. We get it.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah,
like the Stephen A. Smith. We don't care.
Lay off the weed.
Speaking of man of the hour, or should I say 2 men of the hour. Really good transition here. This week on the UFC card, we have we have Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler for the lightweight belt, Cal and Ty. I know myself and Cal will be together. Probably won't be watching the fight unless we want to. I don't know.
Unless
literally,
we want to,
anything up in Potter County we do is all kind of off the head. So I mean, we don't know where we're going to be at 12.
We're going to be. I know Kade won't be. He'll be past the.
Cade will be
dead.
Yeah, Kade will be out.
But
it's chalked. I mean, it's going to be three. It's going to be a 3-man team with Kade walking behind us on Saturday.
And we're still going to win. But
yeah, we're still going to win.
So for the people that really don't know much about these fighters, Michael Chandler, very big controversy about him coming into the lightweight division of the UFC. And after one fight, one first-round knockout of Dan Hooker, earning a title bout with arguably.
Dan Hooker is good, but I don't think he was the gatekeeper to get a title shot.
No, not even arguably, the deepest division in the UFC.
Correct, you got
it. Is the lightweight division. I mean, fighters 1 through 15, in my opinion, could all fight for the title, or good enough to fight for a title, I should say.
Yep.
Oliveira, I think, riding a 8 or 9 win streak. Man's a killer. I mean, to be honest, I think Oliveira wins this. I'm not sure how you're thinking, Ty.
I'm up in the air, dude. Because like I understand it's not all just, it's not WWE, it's not narrative driven and everything, but like, do you know how many people will be mad if Michael Chandler walks away with that belt?
Yeah, a lot. And I mean, the thing is, like, yeah, I get that, but the UFC is not going to, like...
They don't care. They don't care.
They don't care about that, and I like that. They don't care that, it'd be a really big heel turn if Michael Chandler would be the champion, or if that was the case, and Colby Covington would be the champion of the welterweight division. So... Yeah,
gun to my head, I'm saying Oliveira wins.
Yeah.
But
I'm taking Oliveira by submission.
There's just something in there that I think Chandler can pull it off.
Chandler's wrestling is okay, but it's not as good as Oliveira's.
Well, in Oliveira, even if Oliveira wants to stand up with Chandler, like he has like 4-inch reach advantage on both his hands and feet.
Yeah. So I think, we're going with Oliveira. I'm not sure, Cal, if you know really anything, if you want to make an informed decision about this or not.
I mean, I'm going to go with a name that I know, and Oliveira. That's the only name I really I've heard of. Okay. I don't really pay attention to a lot of the little guy fights. I mean, I'm not a little guy, so.
You're more of a heavyweight bout. All right, we'll save the John Jones and Ngannou talk for you.
You mean the GOAT?
There we
go. About the GOAT?
I didn't say Khabib.
No, you said John Jones.
I know, I didn't say Khabib.
From New York.
I said John Jones.
All right, anyway. The co-main event, Tony Ferguson's back, and he's fighting against...
oh, my God. Oh, I can't wait to talk about this fool. He's a clown. Tom.
Ferguson?
Ferguson is a clown. I cannot stand this man. He's the epitome of a fake Mexican gangster. What we saw last weekend, Saul Canelo Alvarez is a real Mexican gangster. This clown...
I'm not arguing that by any stretch.
This clown, Tony Ferguson... If you follow him on Twitter, I do not recommend any one of our audience members to do that, by the way, because you will get dumber. Tony Ferguson is the fakest gangster of them all. He's the weirdest person I know in the UFC. There are a lot of weirdos in the UFC. He's the weirdest. I hope Beneil Dariush takes his head off.
I mean, Ferguson's been on quite a slide, hasn't he? Hasn't he lost like 3 in a row or something?
He lost all of his fights in 2020. He lost 2 fights in 2020 on a 2-fight losing streak. He's been calling Khabib out. They tried to fight 5 times.
Yeah, that one never happened.
We all know that story. That's never going to happen. But this man's a clown. I hope Islam gets in there after this fight. If Tony wins, I want Islam Makhachev to fight this clown Ferguson. But Beneil, I think, is going to take care of business. He's got a lot of power. He's number 9, but I think he's on a fight win streak as well, 4 or 5 fight win streak. Don't quote me on that. I'm not really sure, but I do believe Beneil is going to get the win via knockout. So
knockout even.
I like the call.
I think he's going to retire Tony Ferguson.
you're just throwing claims out like left and right.
You
Knockout, retire. Like, I mean, good God. Oh.
I mean, this will be his third straight loss, and if anything has told us over the time, I could name off the fighters that have no longer in the UFC anymore. Tyron Woodley lost 5 in a row. I mean,
yeah, he fell apart. Askren lost 1, but it was via brain matter coming out of his ear.
Askren's a clown. Yeah.
I'm not arguing that.
Askren lost 1 to Jorge Masvidal when he got kneed in the head. That was the only fight he lost.
That knee was brutal.
Yeah.
He fought 2 times in the UFC. Lawler and
he
Masvidal.
looked good, and then he met Masvidal's knee.
What do you mean by look good? Because that dude still rocked the dad bod no matter what.
That's not what we're talking about.
His win in the UFC.
You got to respect that.
Was
the
controversial.
Dude still
too.
likes his beer, and he's still out there fighting in the UFC.
Did you watch the rerun of his win versus Robbie Lawler?
No.
It was called off early. The Herb Dean, famous for very controversial calls. Lawler had him in a choke and picked up Lawler's arm. Askren had him in a choke, picked up Lawler's arm, went down, called off the fight, got up, and Robbie Lawler stared at him like, "What just happened? Like, why?"
I mean, but so did Zhang Wei Li, and she was clearly
Zhang Wei Li was knocked out.
But she stood right up and she was conscious.
But she was wobbly though. Like this Robbie Lawler was not wobbly. He was like, "Are you f***ing me?" Well, Zhang Wei Li couldn't form a sentence in Chinese or American.
She was definitely forming sentences. She was yelling at the ref.
She was knocked out.
I don't disagree. She wasn't knocked out, but if that's the criteria, she popped right back up and was yelling at the ref for calling it off. So
right, I understand, but there's two. I mean, you didn't see it, so there's 2 different things. But I know where you're coming from.
Yeah. Anyway, the another fight. Speaking of ladies, Caitlin Chukagun is fighting Viviane. I really
Viviane Araújo.
You got it. Yeah, it's Chukagun by a mile.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, I'm taking Chukagun. She actually stood in there with Shevchenko. I mean,
that's my whole point.
She took the nastiest kick I might have ever seen. Now, Rose Namajunas last card.
I was going to say against Zhang Wei Li. Yeah, that was a brutal kick.
Yeah, speaking of kicks, that kick was really nice. But the Shevchenko's was a spinning back kick, and it was like it was art. It was art in MMA. People will call that art. But yeah, I'm taking Caitlin. I don't know where she goes from here. Flyweight. I mean, if she wins versus Viviane, like she's not going to fight Shevchenko again. I don't understand. Like these ladies need to retire for someone to come up and be a champion. Like no one's going to ever be the 125
Shevchenko
champion.
And Nunes aren't going to lose. I mean,
right. And the only time they're going to lose is against each other because we've seen that. They're hinting at a trilogy fight, even though Nunes beat her in both fights.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't really know if that's the best career
they're
move.
talking about it. They're talking about it. That's really the only fight that makes sense for them. Like I said, what I was getting to, these girls aren't going to be champion. It's just who's going to be next for Shevchenko or Nunes.
Who's the champion of flyweight? Is that Shevchenko?
No, that's Namajunas. So I guess.
Oh.
I think that's Namajunas. What is flyweight? Flyweight UFC. It might be 125. 125. So okay. 125 is Shevchenko.
Okay, well, Caitlin Chukagun, if she wins this, gets another shot at that then. Because she's the number 2 right now.
If Shevchenko wants it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it could be like the whole Kamaru Usman thing, where he's not going to fight Colby Covington, by the way. That's not happening.
I don't blame him.
I've watched Colby Covington is a complete scumball.
Yeah.
But I mean, Colby Covington has fought 3 times in 3 years, and Kamaru Usman has fought 3 times in 9 months, and was trying to get on the June card too. He's literally crazy.
No, dude just wants to fight.
Yeah, he just wants the defense and
to beat GSP. Yes.
Right. Like he's already up there. I mean,
most people would say he's up there with George.
He's the welterweight GOAT. Yeah. And the fact that he's not pound for pound best fighter is ridiculous on UFC rankings. He is on ESPN, but not UFC rankings.
So does that go off of active fighters, or how is that?
I don't know. John Jones is an active fighter, but
that's my question. Like I still personally think John is probably the pound for pound, but he hasn't fought in what, 2 years?
Yeah, I would disagree. I think the only reason John Jones is men's pound for pound top fighter is because Dana wants to keep him in the UFC and keep him happy.
No.
I honestly think that's the only reason why, because John Jones fought Dominic Reyes last and almost lost the fight. So I mean, he's not even champion. He's not even champion. How is he men's pound for pound top rank when he's not even a champion?
Well, and that's why I don't like it, because I think you should have to fight at least once a year to maintain that pound for pound title.
Now, last year was I don't blame John Jones for not fighting last year. I think he did fight. He fought in 2020. He fought in the very beginning of 2020
was that last fight, I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
Pretty
I thought
sure.
he fought Jones Reyes. February 8th, 2020. So he did fight in 2020. So he's an active fighter. But he almost lost that fight. I mean, Ariel Helwani thinks he lost that fight. Like, who actually is an MMA analyst. So, I mean, I don't know. Kamaru Usman is in my opinion, the pound for pound. And if Khabib was still in the sport, it'd be tough between both of those, dude. It'd be tough to pick. I mean, Khabib is on a 29 fight win streak, but Usman also has more.
On like a 21.
Yeah. What was that air quote for, Cal? And I mean, I think he's on a 17 fight win streak.
Okay. I know it's up there. No, I'm excited for this weekend's card. Okay. I don't really know the other two, the opening, the bantamweight and featherweight fight, but I mean, I'm still gonna bet on it.
Oh my god, yeah.
As for the prelims, also Shevchenko's sister's fighting, which is I'm gonna sink a lot of money on her.
Kamaru's on a 14 fight win streak, the current longest. Actually, okay. John Jones is the longest at 17.
The GOAT.
Again, yeah. You get it, Cal.
No, John Jones is not the GOAT.
He is the GOAT.
He is not the GOAT. He cheated.
The GOAT. He's not cheating.
He did cocaine.
He tested for steroids.
And cocaine.
Khabib's Russian.
I know Khabib's Russian. What does that mean, Cal?
And you don't count.
Yes, he does.
No.
All right.
Yes.
Do you want me to recap betting? Are we good here?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
I need to pick some bets.
So do I.
It's going to be UFC.
I muted myself. I called Kade and got his bets.
All right, cool. All right, well, just give me 1 second to run through this. So last week, arguably the roughest week of betting for us ever as a show. I was 0-2, Kade was 0-2, Evan was 0-2, Cal, you went 1-1.
I was the only one who got a win last week?
Yeah. You had Padres minus 1.5 against the Pirates, and the Padres won by 2.
You lucky bastard.
Yeah, I had Avs minus 1.5. That was the one where they were up 3-1 and then, or 4-1 and then lost, or won 4-3. Nuggets and Knicks over. I think I was off by like 4 points there. Cal, you and Kade both had the Suns minus 2.5. They lost by like 25.
They got spanked.
They got destroyed. Kade had Knicks plus 4 against the Nuggets. Nuggets won by like 7. And then, Evan, you had Bryson to miss the cut. We all know how that worked out. Yes! And did Corey Connors make top 10?
No.
Okay.
Dude, and the thing about Bryson was that he was like 120th place after the first round.
You know what the messed up part is?
You said the words. It was a lock. You said the words.
No, I said that during the second round after when he was 2 off the cut line.
Yeah, you said it was a lock.
I did, and I screwed myself.
Yeah,
you
100%
did.
Royally.
You know what the messed up part is, though? Is that I actually bet Bryson eventually on Sunday to win the tournament.
No, you're an idiot.
What the hell?
$25. He was 6 under on Sunday, and he was like 4 back. I put $25 to win 4,000 on him. No live bet.
We gotta talk about the nice little parlay that you missed out on last weekend.
No, I hate the Nuggets. I hope Jokic doesn't get MVP because of that. I hate him.
I mean, he's literally going to, though. All right, Cal, you said you have Cade's. Let's go ahead and put his in.
All right, Cade's got there's only one NBA game tomorrow, which is weird for a Wednesday.
Yeah, it is.
But
What?
well, he's taking the Wizards plus 6.5 over. I can't remember. They're underdogs. Wizards plus 6.5 with Mr. Triple Double.
Yep.
Shout out Russell Westbrook. That was pretty.
Yep.
Okay.
I guess
stat.
shout out. Yeah, it's an impressive thing.
Yeah.
He's better than MJ.
Okay. Magic Johnson. Yeah, you're right. And then he took Siwoo Kim top 20 for the Byron Nelson this week. It was like plus 230.
Top 20, you say?
Yeah, he takes.
Kid has a
Siwoo
hard
Kim
on for
every week.
Siwoo. He's made
He said- he
6
literally
bets
go-
on
he-
him.
That's his ride or die this year. I like it.
Really
I like
is.
He texted. I mean, when I talked to him on the phone here a second ago, he literally said, "Is my guy playing?" I'm like, "Yeah, Jordan's playing." He's like, "No, you know who my guy is."
Unbelievable.
See, woo, shaking that head.
Yeah, so those are his picks. He got Washington Wizards plus 6.5,
And then Siwoo
and
top 20.
the Siwoo Kim top 20.
All right.
All right, I got mine. I can't talk all this shit and not bet it. So I'm taking Beneil DeRouche by KO TKO plus 420.
All right, hang on a sec.
The heck with Tony Ferguson was a Tabarone.
You said Beneil by KO?
Yeah. On Oliveira by submission. To make that Bellator freak tap.
I'm here for it. All right. So Cal, you want to go ahead or you want me to?
Did you do both picks?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just one.
No, you had 2 picks.
My first pick, I'm taking the New York Mets minus 1.5 against the Orioles.
The Mets minus 1.5.
Yep, Mets minus 1.5 against the Orioles.
Okay.
Which big loss this week with DeGrom putting on IR.
What happened? Elbow.
It's his lat. They've said his lat has been fine. They pulled him after 6 innings after he was pitching well. He just doesn't feel great. They put him on the not IR, but it's injured list, IL or something like that. And then I'm taking the Washington Nationals plus 1.5 against the Phillies.
The Nats by 1.5.
Mets minus 1.5 and Nats plus 1.5.
Gotcha. All right, big baseball guy this week.
Oh, big! I told you if there's going to be someone out of the group, it's going to be baseball guy. It's going to be me.
I'm perfectly okay with that. You can maintain that one. So yeah, my first one is going to be Chukagan by points because I think that she just is going to win that, and I'm going to throw in an added benefit to make it worth some money. And it's not giving me a line, but let's just go with the Avalanche on Thursday instead of Wednesday, minus 1.5. That's I'm going to go with that. Close out the season strong, win the President's Trophy in Denver. Let's go.
It's at home. Is the President's Trophy for like the most points scored or best record?
Yes. If you have the best record, you have the most points.
Not necessarily.
You're not wrong. You could have draws, and that could offset it. But typically, it's okay. We'll just go with most points.
I said not necessarily not knowing.
Points.
I said not necessarily not knowing because not everything's constant.
All right, yeah. Caitlin Chukagan by points, and the Avs minus 1.5 on Thursday, not Wednesday.
Thursday. Yeah, there's only one NBA game tomorrow, which is kind of thrown off, which is a little bit weird.
That is strange. Why? Is it just because it's the end of the season and they're making up games?
I don't know. I quite literally was going down through on my phone, made a parlay bet, thinking that the Warriors and Suns play tomorrow. They actually played tonight, so I wasted a parlay bet, but whatever. I was gonna pick the Warriors plus 4.5, but they actually play tonight, not tomorrow. So
gotcha.
I made the mistake on that. But
all right, yeah. Anyone got anything else to add?
No, we're gonna go bring home a championship on Saturday in a little golf tournament. A little golf outing.
Love to hear that.
Yeah, Evan, Kade, myself, and fan of the podcast, Charlie, driving up from Indianapolis. Driving up from Indianapolis to play in a charity Little League golf tournament. So
I love that.
Which is just absolutely wild.
That.
It's just wild. But yeah, Kade's gonna have a whirlwind on Friday. We'll see how he is.
Oh, Kade's gonna have a hell of a time, dude.
Yeah. All
right, yeah, that's the show. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you guys. You guys have a great rest of your weekend.